outside your door. Good Day Vail, Good Day Vail.
Hi there, and I'm Cece Zach, and this is Good Day Vail. And today's special edition is actually being filmed from an exquisite home in Lion's Head, and that is courtesy of Triumph Mountain Properties. We have Mike Connolly, the general manager of the real estate venture, as well as Aaron Ridgely, who is the VIP and host and concierge of the Apex Collection, which we're going to learn all about today. Today's special episode is really TV8's version of Netflix's The Most Exquisite Homes. So this will be Vail Valley's Most Exquisite Home episode. And we will take you through the footage of these 5 magnificent homes, as well as talk about the unprecedented service that Triumph offers to all of its guests. And with that, you'll be able to learn how Triumph really navigates Vail's villages, peaks, valleys, and trails. So this is an episode you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with Good Day Vail.
Good Day Vail, Good Day Vail.
Hi, and welcome back to this special edition of Good Day Vail. I am here with Mike Connolly and Aaron Ridgely of Triumph Mountain Properties, and we are thrilled to be bringing you the exquisite nature of what they have to offer all of us in the Vail Valley and the visitors as well. But before we get into Triumph, I'd love for the two of you to share with the visitors a little bit about why you're here in Vail, how long you've been here, and what keeps you here.
I've been here for 24 years. Moved here the week after the people burned down 2 elk and
Oh, wow.
all that stuff. And I've been running this business for 23 of those 24 years, raised 2 kids here. I mean, if you look around, there's not very many other places that are as beautiful to live. And I spent a lot of my professional life before that living and working in big cities. So I think this is just fabulous place in the world to live.
Well, and Mike, you truly represent people that have lived there for the longevity, especially since your kids have grown up here. I think that's fabulous. And I know that is a huge differentiating factor in what you have to offer the public with Triumph. So thank you for sharing that with us. Aaron, your story is just a little bit different, but please share about the time you've been at Vail and what you've done here.
Thank you. I've been here for 7 years. The Valley is incredible. I've been in hospitality for my whole adult life and worked with the Ritz-Carlton Club and Residences. And I took care of owners, private owners that own there, and I love the Valley. I have made great relationships here, and the people and also the visitors. I've had long-term guests that I've had since I started working here in Vail.
Wow, and I would imagine with your tenure at the Ritz being the concierge for the residences that you know everything there is to do and be done here in the Valley as well, right?
I know a lot that goes on here and some special things as well, but there's great vendors here, and I pride myself on the relationships that I have in the Valley with vendors and the great restaurants and all of the excursions that is offered year-round here in Vail. So yes, I do. I love it, and really happy to take care of guests.
Oh, I love hearing that. And I can't wait because we're going to dig into a little bit about your knowledge and helping with guests. But Mike, it's my understanding that you recently launched an ultra luxury collection at Triumph. Would you please tell our viewers all about it?
Yeah, we actually took a subset of the properties that we already are privileged to manage, and it kind of, the catalyst for this was being able to take on the Opus and Ethos properties that we'll talk about. But it was also driven by the ability to have someone the caliber of Aaron on staff to be able to provide a higher level of service to the guests of those properties. So these are magnificent homes, right? We're sitting in one. And what we wanted to do was differentiate them by saying, not only can you get to stay in this great home, but you can get this outstanding service that puts it as close to being inside of a 5-star hotel as possible. but you're still living and spending time in a private residence. So it was born out of my experiences of chalet ski trips in Europe when I lived and worked in Europe. I've always wanted to do it here. It's just taken me the right amount of time to pull the properties together and then bring the staff along that can provide that service. And we're super excited about how it's gone this winter.
Please tell our viewers about these ski chalet trips that you took in Europe and where that basis comes from.
So I was fortunate enough to spend a few years living and working in the UK, and I had the opportunity to take trips to St. Anton in Austria, Zermatt and Saas-Fee in Switzerland, the Three Valleys in France. And on most of those trips, we rented a chalet that came with a full staff. So you had, in those instances, you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner was done for you on site. Fabulous accommodations, and just the sense that everything was taken care of for you when you were there, right? I mean, almost to the point where you felt sometimes like someone was reading your mind, right? That I'd
Anticipatory.
Yes, you know, like I'm thirsty, and the next thing you knew, there were bottles of water all over the place, right? I mean, that kind of thing. One of the owners of one of these properties that we've put into the group, his similar experience, and the reason we connected on it was the experience you have when you rent one of those amazing yachts, like in the Mediterranean or elsewhere, where it's small, it's intimate, and the staff has spent time getting to know you before you come, and everything is set up for you to have a great time without having to do a lot of work yourself.
What an extraordinary concept. First of all, sign me up for one of your homes. But you're emulating this, and my assumption is that it really is not something that's offered in the Valley. You are the first to do that.
Yeah, I think there are other opportunities to do it. I think it's just not well known that you can put these kinds of experiences together. And that, as Triumph Mountain Properties, we have always had this sort of ethos, for want of a better word, about being close to our guests and trying to provide them with the best experience they can have no matter what property they stay in. So this is kind of taking that to the next level, and possible really because we have someone like Erin who has the breadth of experience that she does and the sort of great mindset to understand how to make this work for guests when they're in house.
So Erin, tell me a little bit about your role within Triumph and the Apex Collection, which actually, please tell me what the Apex Collection is. I don't think we've talked about that yet.
Yeah, it was, back to me not being the most creative person in the world. I had a lot of help with that. And we were looking for a term that sort of signified being at the top. And eventually that's how we wound up at Apex. There were a few others in sort of process of elimination. We felt that was really the one that resonated with all of us the most. And again, it is, if you are at the apex of something, you are at the top of it, and that's what we want to be with this collection is at the top of our game, at the top of the service level provided to guests who come and stay in the Valley.
Which leads into your role, Erin. Tell us all about it. How exciting.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. We have guests that come in, and I take them through the pre-planning of their vacation to when they're actually here in Vail and their departure. So I have met wonderful people that want an experience, and so that is what they get with Apex. They get a full experience from skiing to lessons, to private chefs, excursions, and all are planned. And we have our house, all the houses are stocked. We have basic alcohol. We also have treats. A great partner of ours is the Grazing Fox with Pamela Davis, and so she does wonderful charcuterie boards for when a guest arrive after a long day of travel. They're able to relax and enjoy their family. So.
And we will get into some of the specifics that you can also offer your guests. But Mike, can you briefly just tell us about what is the collection? My understanding, it's 5 homes.
Yep. It is it is 5, although maybe you might say it's technically 4 since one of them is kind of 2.
And we'll get into the specifics of them shortly.
But we have 2 in Vail,
Yeah.
and we have 2 in Beaver Creek.
Okay.
And they are, in all instances, they are large homes. They sleep 10 or more people. They are, with the exception of perhaps one, they are all single-family homes.
Okay.
However, even that one lives like a single-family home, so you don't feel like you're sharing space with anybody else. And they're all just high-quality furnishings, finishes, fixtures. That's the basic criteria.
And with that as a great way for us to pause, we need to take a quick station break. So stick with us at Good Day Vail and come back, because we are going to walk you through these exquisite homes. I almost look at it as Colorado's most exquisite homes, which is the new Netflix TV show that is out there. So stay tuned, because we're going to walk you through all the homes, and I can't wait for you to see them. So we'll be right back.
Good Day Vail. Good Day Vail.
Welcome back to this special edition of Good Day Vail. We are here to talk about Triumph Mountain Properties and the exquisite homes that they have in their Apex collection. So let's just jump right into it. So Mike, you had mentioned that you've got 5 homes. One could consider it's 4.
Yep.
Let's focus on one with you that is special and near and dear to your heart. How about Paragon?
So Paragon's an amazing house. It sits up at the very top of Strawberry Park. It is ski in and ski out, from the only house in the collection that is true ski in and ski out. It is off of the Elkhorn lift. Amazing outdoor living spaces, fun, like grill, casual living outdoor space, a great sort of fountain-fed, it's not really a swimming pool, it's more of a half swimming pool, half oversized jacuzzi. And then the interior is just really well appointed, great property for private chefs, a walk-in refrigerator.
I saw it. I've never
right?
seen anything like it before.
Pretty wild. So really set up for that kind of entertaining and that kind of management of like food and beverage. And just an awesome setting. It actually sits, right? So you get behind the gate at Beaver Creek, you get behind the gate at Strawberry Park, and then this property has its own little gate at the top of the driveway. So you do feel kind of secluded and very private. And you're off the Elkhorn lift, like I said, so it's not highly trafficked. It's a very private, very special kind of property.
It sure is. I'm so blessed to see it myself. All your properties are special. So speaking of the next one, Erin, let's talk about the one that we're in right now here in Lions Head.
This is beautiful, 645 Forest Road. And we call it Meadow. It is beautiful. It's walkable to Lions Head Village, and then also Born Free is right out the front door to your left. So one of my favorite homes. It's 3 stories. It has great, beautiful kitchen, again for private chefs. Hot tub. It has a separate area for a fire pit, and you can enjoy all the comforts of home. And the master bedroom is extraordinary. With it, every room does have its own shower and bath, so everyone feels like they're in a master bedroom.
Yeah, it's exquisite. It's exquisite. What I love about this place too is the lighting, the natural lighting that just flows through this home. So yeah, Meadow it's a great name for the home.
Yes.
Mike, let's talk a little bit about the one on Holden Road in Beaver Creek.
We call it Tellurium. I would honestly say it's probably one of my favorite homes in our entire collection. It's been with us the longest. We've probably been looking after that home for at least a dozen years, if not longer. It's my favorite, not least because the owners of the home are just spectacular people. But it's a cool house. It's a very family-driven kind of house. So it's got a great upper level with a big great room, a huge dining room table, and a fun little breakfast nook area. But then you go downstairs and there's a whole nother sitting area. There's a place to play games, and there's a theater room with this huge, big old barn door. But I think probably the thing I have the most fun explaining to people about that house is the bunk room.
That bunk room is exquisite.
Right? It's
exquisite.
got, I call it the Pullman car.
Yes,
bedroom,
that's what I said when I walked through.
So it's just fun. You can imagine, coming with a couple of families or extended family, and all the cousins are stuck in that bedroom, right? And they all are just having a blast. And you feel bad for the people who are sleeping in the rooms on either side of them. But great house, great decor in the sense that it's kind of a fun mix of a little modern, and the family that owns it lives in Hong Kong, so there's a tiny little bit of Asian influence in some things. And just a great location. I mean,
fabulous.
Wonderful pond out in the front of the house in the summertime.
Is that pond stocked? Do you know?
It is not stocked.
Okay. But it was beautiful. Even in the winter, it's beautiful.
Which is a good thing, because there are some bears who live in that neighborhood, and they have made an appearance.
Now that would be a real experience at Triumph Springs, is if the bears visit.
So.
And then the crown jewel of the Apex collection. Erin, I know you are intimately involved with everyone and everything that happens in that, with all the other homes as well, but please tell us about Opus and Ethos.
Opus and Ethos is spectacular, and it is a beautiful home. It was the Webster home in Vail, and so it has a lot of history. The new owners are wonderful people, and it just is, I guess, the quintessential vacation chalet to stay at when you're here in Vail.
And it's located right in the center of Vail Village on Vail Road.
It is.
And tell us a little about the two separate but also intertwined properties. I mean, they really are one home, as Mike said earlier.
Absolutely. You do have the opportunity. You can rent the entire home, or you can rent a portion of it. So it has, if you rent the entire property, you're looking at 9 bedrooms. Yeah. And then you can also, if you have a smaller group of guests, but it's a great place to walk into Vail, walk to the lifts. There's so many cool outdoor space as well, and fireplaces. The art in it is exquisite.
It's also rooms. Very kid-friendly, isn't it?
Absolutely. Very kid-friendly, has a pool, hot tub, theater room as well. Great grand kitchens. It's definitely something that you can have a large group of people, and then they have their own space as well.
So now, where do your services fit into the Apex collection? Because you're intertwined with everyone and everything that's going on in these 5 homes.
Absolutely. You have me during your stay. So if there's anything that comes up, we do pre-planning. Your vacation is something we strive for, just because it does help with the process. But any last minute requests as well, I'm a phone call away. I also greet all the guests during their stay, check in on them. There's from bringing great cinnamon rolls in the morning before you're hitting the slopes, to making sure that the refrigerator's stocked, favorite coffees. Chai tea is one of the favorite things.
You also mentioned to me when we were preparing that you have housekeeping service as well as turn down service, depending on the needs of the guest, which I just found extraordinary.
Absolutely. That's one thing that we do pride with our Apex collection is housekeeping. So those luxuries with people that are used to staying at 5-star hotels get that with our homes. So they do get daily service, and turn down service as an option. So you definitely have that where you're retreating for the night. If you are having a lot of people at the house and the kitchen is being cleaned up, and your bed is being turned down when you get back from a day of skiing.
You know, the other thing that I noticed, especially with Opus, and I believe the property in Strawberry Park, is that there are also gyms, workout facilities as well, which I think was just very unique to everything that you're offering. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that as well. And Erin, if there was one special additive thing that you can just tell our viewers that is very unique to Erin and Triumph, I think just looking at your jeans is something that you could offer to your guests, right?
Thanks. Yes, we actually partner with Squash Blossom and a local artist, Gus Gruner, and we do jean painting. So you pick out your jeans, and we have vintage jeans for sale, or Squash Blossom does, and Gus actually comes, and he's a local artist here in town, and he paints them. So we have painting parties, and they can be set up in the home, or they can also be set up in Squash Blossom.
What a great example of unique services. And Mike, I just want to close on, many of our viewers have homes in the Valley, and I'm just wondering, is there something you'd like our viewers to maybe know about Triumph and maybe being a part of your family?
Sure. Well, we're always looking for great new relationships with property owners and with properties. It's not necessarily about being part of this collection. I think, as I said earlier, we extend a lot of what we do in these properties to all of the rest of the properties that we manage. But we're always excited and happy to spend time talking with people about the wonderful homes they've created here and the assets that they have here, this is our view of them, is people have invested sizable amounts of money here. They have an asset that needs to be taken care of, and it needs to be handled the right way.
Oh, that's a wonderful way to end the segment. So I want to thank you all for watching this special edition of Good Day Vail. And in the spirit of Triumph Mountain Properties, it is really about luxury, intuition, and the 20 years of legacy that they have brought to this valley. So please check them out on their website, check them out in the valley, and thank you so much for watching this episode, and Erin and Mike, and your knowledge about everything Vail and the best places to stay. So stay tuned, everyone. Have a great day. This is Good Day Vail.
On your way, the fun is waiting outside your door.